A major luxury development poised to redefine high-end living in St. Lucia is now facing backlash before construction is even complete. Isla resorts, villas and residencies set against the serene backdrop of Mount Pimad in Rodney Bay promises elegance, exclusivity and sweeping ocean views. But beneath the surface of this picturesque project, tensions is mounting. Construction workers contracted on site say their agreed upon daily wages have been slashed without warning. At today's pre-cabinet press briefing, Minister for Tourism Honorable Ernest Hilaire weighed in on the growing controversy that now threatens to cast a shadow over one of the island's most anticipated tourism ventures.
Let me say there are more than 500 persons working on the site. And the developer has been one of the most accommodating persons that have ever done a project in St. Lucia. And he virtually employed just as many people that came looking for employment. And when you do come to state your employment, you are required to state what your skills are. So persons registered as masons, carpenters, different levels of specialization.
The Minister for Tourism went on to discuss the employment arrangements that have now recently sparked controversy and caused workplace disruptions, resulting in dissatisfaction among some employees.
When you do come to state your employment, you are required to state what your skills are. So persons registered as masons, carpenters, different levels of specialization, and they will pay the rate in accordance with what they registered as. As the project developed and construction continued, they realized that some people really don't have the skills that they claim to be. So if you say you're a tradesman and you're a mason and they're paying you $180 a day, and they realize for the last, whatever the period of time, you really don't have that skill set. So there was a review of the skill sets and the different persons and an adjustment. If you really was not a carpenter or a tradesman like you said you were, the point was, look, we have to adjust your pay, and you're prepared to go through a training program to make sure you upskill, and then for you to get the rightful pay.
Hilaire further noted that the review of the pay structure and job responsibilities would lead to some employees receiving pay raises, while others might see reductions.
Some persons who were below actually got increases in pay, and some persons who really were not delivering, they were told they had to go back to their skills level and to do training.
Hilaire went on to highlight that the developer places great importance on ensuring employees are adequately trained, which is crucial for the efficiency of a project of this scale.
The developer really puts emphasis on is training of persons, imparting new technologies in construction for our local people. So for example, when we visited there recently, when we saw how long it took our local contractors, say, to pour concrete compared to their own competencies they have, is a vast difference, because our people now have to be exposed to new techniques of doing things. These are people who are accustomed to building multi-story buildings in short periods of time. They know a lot of the new work techniques, ways of organizing work to be a lot more efficient. And it's a question of teaching our local contractors and workers how to do those modern technologies.
For Choice News Now, I am Daira Lionel.